The other side of midnight. In the quaint town of Eldridge Hollow, where the fog rolled in like a shroud and the moon hung low in the sky, there was a peculiar legend whispered among the townsfolk. They spoke of a time when the clock struck midnight, a time when the veil between the living and the dead thinned, allowing shadows to dance freely in the moonlight. It was said that if one dared to venture out at that hour, they might glimpse the other side of midnight, a realm where secrets festered and nightmares roamed. Elena, a curious young woman with an insatiable thirst for the unknown, had always been drawn to the stories of Eldridge Hollow. The townspeople warned her, their voices trembling with fear, but she dismissed their caution as mere superstition. After all, she was a skeptic, a rational thinker who believed in science over folklore. Yet, as the days grew shorter and the nights colder, the tales of the other side began to haunt her dreams. One fateful evening, as the clock tower chimed 11, Elena found herself standing at the edge of the town's ancient cemetery. The air was thick with anticipation, and the moon cast an eerie glow over the gravestones, illuminating the names of those long forgotten. She felt a shiver run down her spine, but her curiosity propelled her forward. She had to know if the legends were true. As the clock struck midnight, a chilling wind swept through the cemetery, rustling the leaves and sending a wave of unease through her. The world around her seemed to shift, the shadows elongating and twisting into grotesque shapes. Elena's heart raced. She pressed on, determined to uncover the truth. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the darkness, a woman draped in tattered white, her face obscured by a veil. Elena's breath caught in her throat as the woman beckoned her closer. "You seek the truth, don't you?" the spectre whispered, her voice a haunting melody that echoed through the night. Elena nodded, entranced by the apparition. "What lies on the other side of midnight?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. The woman smiled, a chilling grin that sent a jolt of fear through Elena. "A world of secrets, my dear. A world where the past and present collide, where the souls of the restless wander, seeking solace." Before Elena could respond, the woman extended her hand, and without thinking, Elena took it. In an instant, the cemetery dissolved around her, replaced by a swirling mist that enveloped them both. She felt weightless, as if she were being pulled through time and space. When the mist finally cleared, Elena found herself in a desolate landscape, a twisted reflection of Eldridge Hollow. The sky was a deep crimson, and the air was thick with despair. Shadows flitted between the skeletal trees, whispering secrets that sent chills down her spine. She realized she was no longer in her world. She had crossed over to the other side of midnight. "Welcome," the woman said, her voice echoing in the eerie silence. "Here, you will witness the truth of those who have been wronged, the stories that have been buried beneath the weight of time." Elena's heart raced as she watched scenes unfold before her, ghostly figures reliving their final moments, their faces twisted in anguish. She saw a man, his eyes wide with terror, as he was betrayed by those he trusted. A mother weeping for her lost child, her cries piercing the air like a dagger. Each story was a thread woven into the fabric of Eldridge Hollow, a tapestry of sorrow and regret. As the visions continued, Elena felt a growing sense of dread. The woman's smile faded, replaced by a look of sorrow. "You see, my dear, the truth is not always what we wish to find. The other side of midnight holds the weight of our past, and it is a burden that can consume us." Elena's mind raced. She had come seeking answers, but what she found was a darkness that threatened to swallow her whole. "I want to go back," she pleaded, her voice trembling. The woman's expression softened, but her eyes held a depth of understanding. "To return, you must confront your own truth. What secrets do you carry that bind you to this world?" Elena's heart sank as memories flooded her mind, regrets, fears, and the weight of unspoken words. She realized that the other side of midnight was not just a place. It was a reflection of her own soul, a mirror revealing the darkness she had tried to ignore. With a newfound resolve, she faced the spectre. "I will confront my truth," she declared, her voice steady. "I will not be consumed by the shadows." The woman nodded, a glimmer of pride in her eyes. Then you may return, but remember, the other side of midnight will always be a part of you. Embrace it, and let it guide you. In an instant, the mist enveloped Elena once more, and she felt herself being pulled back through the veil. When the world solidified around her, she found herself standing in the cemetery, the clock tower chiming one. The shadows had receded, but the weight of her experience lingered. As she walked away from the graves, Elena understood that the other side of midnight was not just a place of horror. It was a reminder of the secrets we carry and the truths we must face. And as she stepped into the light of dawn, she felt a sense of liberation, knowing that she had embraced the darkness within her and emerged stronger on the other side.